Hey everybody! Happy 4th of July to all my US citizens and illegal aliens too. Oh man, that was too much. Alright, so today we're going to be doing Exalted Mercury in your birth chart. Oh man, that was funny. Alright, so yes, we're going to be doing Mercury. Oh. So today we're going to be doing Mercury exalted in your birth chart. And what happens when Mercury is exalted? And Mercury is exalted in the sign of Virgo. And its most beautiful place is the 6th house. So, what happens when your Mercury is exalted? Well, Mercury is a calculated planet. It is a very intelligent planet because Mercury represents your intelligence, your brain. Okay, and so Mercury likes to be engaged into valuable communication and conversations, whether it's written conversation, whether it's speaking, vocal conversation, or telepathic. But Mercury really wants to communicate on a higher level, always. So when Mercury, when it's excelled in the sign of Virgo, it really just it's always constantly thinking. It's constantly thinking how to better himself. He wants to be able to the art of comprehension comes very easy to this Mercury, meaning that if you were to give this person a book to read that they have never read before, let's say on DNA, they will read it and they will understand that, oh, this is what they're talking about. Where if somebody who's never read about DNA and just basic science reads it and is like, okay, can this be written in English, please? And so, like, I'll give an example. Hip hop artists, rappers, their Mercury is excelled. People think, oh, they're from ghetto and they don't know anything. They're actually very, very intelligent. Like, I did Lil Wayne's horoscope, and I told you if this guy, was to sit in Harvard in the first class, he will get an A, easy. Because in order to be a rapper, you have to quickly calculate the words to come out. Let's say if you're in a rap battle, you have to quickly calculate. Mathematicians always have to do constant calculations. And so these people are very good in the art of comprehension, in the art of learning things and sustaining them in their brain. So business-wise, if these people were to do business, they're very sharp-minded business people. If they're into a scientific or calculative industry, they love these things. They love computer science, programming, engineering, especially if Mars is sitting with them or Rahu is sitting with them. They love to be the accountants because they want to calculate everything, and that's their passion. Whether it's communication through writing, and calculative writing, or it's through doing actual mathematical calculations, they'll love that.
So Mercury in Virgo, becomes very calculative, and it's up to a point where sometimes it actually kind of backfires, thinking too much. Like, I'll give you an example that I've had. This person had Mercury and Rahu in the 12th house, excelled in Virgo, and this person actually suffered from schizophrenia. Why? Because not only they were thinking so much, that thinking was now with the planet of illusion and planet of, things that really are not there, but they're there, or they're, you think they're there, but they're really not there, like I did in the Rahu in the first house video. And in the 12th house, which is a house of other realm of subconscious mind, of, things that are very kind of esoteric, your imagination. In there, they were thinking so much that thinking then suddenly turned into something that was an illusion, so that could happen with an excelled Mercury. But these guys have a tremendous amount of comprehension power. Like, when it comes to their communicative, written, or verbal communication, they're excellent in as far as, like, comprehending what is being said to them, what they read, and this is why a higher education for them just becomes a piece of cake, especially when Mercury's in the first, fifth, or ninth house. I mean, these guys can become PhDs. It's no big deal for them because, you know, it's all about comprehension. For you to have a higher mind, for you to become intelligent, when you read something, you should be able to understand. This is what separates from an average person to an intelligent person. That if you're reading about DNA, you know, it may not make sense what is adenine, thymine, guanine, but if they hear it, if they are listening to it, like, oh, so these are the different type of proteins in the DNA, and this is how the celluloid cell, you know, makes this whole thing function. So this is, you know, what I'm talking about. You know, when they write in such a beautiful manner with such articulate words that it just flows like a river to them. So they make some of the very great authors because they have a natural tendency to, you know the right words for the right time. Okay. And as far as the example that I gave you of this schizophrenic person, if you have this, does that mean you're going to be schizophrenic? No, it all comes down to the minute details, like the nakshatra that both planets are sitting in, the degrees they're in, the pada they're in, what sign. I mean, obviously it's a Virgo sign, but you know, all of these things, like, and how these planets are in your divisional charts, then it confirms that, okay, this person can have a mental illness. But if you have this, it actually means a great imagination too, because Rahu is also imagination, and Mercury is that realistic calculation. So if you're a writer with this two planets in the 12th house, man, talk about vivid imagination, kind of like J.K. Rowling or J.R. Tolkien type of imaginations. They don't have these alignments, but I'm just, you know, giving you an example. So, my fellow Americans, if you're new to my channel, subscribe above. And if you're an illegal alien, definitely subscribe above. You're absolutely welcome here. And if you want to know more about astrology, check out my link below. Check out my book, The Astrology at the Speed of Light. You won't be disappointed. Otherwise, I've had too much ice cream today. Bye.